Good evening, everybody. It's Steve with Real Progressives, and tonight it's a little bit of a late night start. I'm going to piggyback on my live stream from earlier this morning, which took a look back at the day before, quite frankly, in terms of the actual opportunities that I was afforded, to be able to have the opportunity to speak to folks in disparate walks of this movement, from Ajamu Baraka to Nick Brania. But I want to say something. This has really been sticking in my craw. I am in no way, shape, or form willing, personally, to try to rebuild the Democratic Party. However, Real Progressives has stated over and over again, and if this doesn't hit you in between the eyes, if this time I say these things doesn't resonate, if you ignore it when I say it, that's on you. But Real Progressives support progressives wherever they are. Real progressives wherever they are. We don't support bullshit fake progressives. We represent the true north. And what that means is that we represent the values of what it means to be progressive. And it does no good to just sit there in a small little nook, huddled up together, and being angry at something that we don't want to sit there and talk with or bridge gaps with or find ways to bring them into our fold. Instead, our movement has this repulsive tendency to lock down and block out and sit there and huddle in these tiny little enclaves of little tribes, little mini tribes all over the place, doing absolutely nothing of substance. We're not a political party. We're not a quote-unquote movement per se. But what we are is educators, activators, and media that cover the spectrum of real progressives. Folks, that's going to include people that have this notion that they're trying to save the Democratic Party. That doesn't mean we support their efforts to reform the Democratic Party. It means that we support everyone that is a real progressive. And folks, if I sat there and put a litmus test out there that nobody could possibly be a real progressive if they don't understand macroeconomic reality down to the nth, do you know how few people would actually be deemed a real progressive if I didn't make room for the fact that some people don't understand modern monetary theory? Do you realize that if I purity tested people out based on the fact that if they can't break down the way a bill is written, signed into law, friggin' deposits are made at the Federal Reserve into the Treasury then in turn spends the money. If they didn't understand, if they didn't realize that taxes are deleted, and I said, well, fuck, you can't be a part of our movement then, damn it. If you don't understand that, you're out of here. Get the fuck out of here. If I acted that way, right? If I shunned everybody, I would never be able to teach anyone. I would never be able to bring them into the fold. Now, I have a lot of friends outside the duopoly. I don't have a whole lot of friends inside the duopoly. But we've got to be able to make inroads in teaching that a Green New Deal, regardless of what, if a Republican came to me and said, Steve, we've seen the error of our ways. We're ready to go ahead and implement a Green New Deal, son. You just tell us how to do it. You know what I'd do? I'd be like, well, let me tell you how to do it. Because do you think my goal is to destroy or build their party or whatever? No, my goal is to make sure that my children live in a planet that's inhabitable. My goal is to make sure that my children have Medicare for all or better. My goal is to make sure that they never have to worry about their teeth falling out of their mouth because they don't have dental care. My goal is to make sure they're never looking out the slats in the window as they hear someone knock at the door because they're afraid someone's going to foreclose on it. because the economy's in the shitter. My goal is to save their lives, and by extension, save your children's lives as well, with your help. So I'm not sitting there saying I'm not going to talk to these people, I'm not going to work with these people, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm telling you, in order to change the world, I'm willing to go to a Tea Party convention. I'm willing to go to the Ayn Rand Society. I'm willing to go into Rand Paul's office and teach him economics. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm willing to sit down with Debbie What's-Her-Fucking-Name Schultz and say, look, lady, why don't you learn some MMT? Yo. I'm willing to go into the Green Party. I'm willing to go into the LOL Libertarian Party. I'm willing to go into the backwoods of wherever and teach them. I'm willing to go into the inner cities and teach them. Folks, we are not a political party. We are a education. We are trying our best to teach folks so that they take the power and they can activate on it. I don't give two fucks where they are. Call me the infiltrator. Call me the guy who's compromising them. That's my goal, is to educate this stuff, because we need to create a massive amount of understanding so that we can, in fact, get people mobilized to change the world. Now, whatever you do with your life, knock yourself out, man. Knock yourself out. But as for me, I've made it my calling and my commitment to penetrate every possible area I can with the knowledge of modern monetary theory, so that we can, in fact, get green energy like that, so that we can, in fact, get everyone health care like that. I want to get college debt forgiveness like that. I want to do these things, and it requires help from you, and it also requires us to take away some of the freaking oh my gods, okay? Those people, why are you talking to those people? I'm talking to those people because, quite frankly, these people don't have any power yet. They're not able to cast a vote. They don't actually do anything. There's no reason to put pressure on them. I'm assuming they're on my team. Oh, wait a minute, they're not? They believe that we got to end the Fed? Well, shit, I got to deal with these blokes too, right? Everybody's got another theory up their ass. Everybody's got some weird thing going on. How do we actually change the world? What's your goal? I know what mine is. My goal is to literally know that when I go to bed at night, when I die, that I made an impact. My goal is not to be the edgiest motherfucker on the planet. My goal is not to be Barney Badass that passes the ultimate in purity tests. Folks, I swear to God, if anybody has a right to purity test someone, it's me. I want to go after anyone that doesn't understand economics. And there's so many times where I want to just absolutely destroy them for being ignorant about economics. Like, you talk about the devil coming out. I want to rip people apart when they sit there and don't know economics, because they're literally killing people and they don't even know it. But I've got to suck back in, and I got to say, I need to teach them. They've been lied to for all this time. So why is it that when people have been lied to and they have the wrong beliefs and they're doing things that are totally counterproductive to progress, why is it that sometimes we can be, we got to take a breath and we got to work with them and teach them and be patient. But when they're wrong on other issues, it's like, we can't talk to them. Oh my God, they're compromised. They're this, they're that. Why is that? That's kind of a bizarre shit, isn't it? You know, it's kind of weird as fuck. You know, I want to see change. And I'm done dicking around with people that only point out problems. If all you do is point out problems, you're not part of the solution. You're just another fucking negative person. I got no time for that. Who's got time for that? We've got to change the planet forever. Do you know something? This is no joke. As a former Republican and as a mother who's still Republican, I know that my mother happens to love her grandkids. I know that my mother loves me immensely. But I'd talk to my mom. I'd tell her and hope that she'd change. She might not. Doesn't matter. I love her. She's my mom. But you know what? There are other people out there have the same issue. Be it Republican, be it vote blue sycophant. Be it people that have mistakenly thought that they can somehow or another change the repulsive Democratic Party. These are human beings that live on this planet with us. And many of them, even if they're misguided in one aspect of their being or another, it doesn't mean that they're not worth fighting for. Do you understand that? Are you so wrapped up in your tribal bullshit that you would let people die because they're not wearing the right t-shirt today? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't it make you a little sick in your stomach? It makes me pretty sick in my stomach. We're not badass enough to go this alone. We're not badass enough to do this without a massive movement. We're not badass enough to sit there and start cutting our friends up because they're a little bit fucked up. I swear to God, for every person that cheers on this team versus this team, I literally want to go and say, do you believe taxes fund spending, motherfucker? And if you do, maybe I should exclude you from the party. No? Why? Oh, because they don't know and we need to be gentle with them? Oh, I see. So it's okay because they don't understand economics, but it's not okay if they don't understand about being woke, because they aren't woke, okay? Because they haven't had that experience yet, whatever that involves. Maybe they're afraid of something. Maybe they don't see a viable alternative. Maybe they haven't quite processed it yet. But they are not worth saving. They are beyond the reach. And they must be brought down. Not taught, not educated, not loved through it, not pulled over. Bam! No. Those people. We've got to scorn them. We've got to excommunicate them. We have got to kick them to the curb to teach them the lesson. The lesson. The purity test lesson. I would not ever dem enter. I do not have any interest in what the Democratic Party can do for me or you. That said, I doubt that I'm going to get a big bill passed right now for single-payer health care or Medicare for all or free college for all or save the fucking environment with green energy by rooting for some party that's not even elected. I've got to change the establishment too to make our lives better, to save our kids while we're fighting outside to try and build our party so we have a ruling majority. We still got to impact. We still got to impact the fucking establishment. It's not just burn it down. Unless you just don't care about your kids. Unless you fucking hate your kids. If you hate your kids, we got nothing in common. Not a goddamn thing in common. Some point in time you realize you got to change the power too. It's not just infiltrate. It's not just burn it down. It's that you've got to change that too in some way, shape, or form. Even if it's not taking I don't buy the dementer, but god damn it, they're the ones that we've got to try to influence to fucking pass these bills. Direct action. Phone calls. Many of these things don't work. You have to go into their office, get up in their face. You got to do what you got to do. But you also sometimes have to use your noodle and show up to a party somewhere and make small talk and explain modern monetary theory on a fucking napkin over a beer. Or in my case, a Diet Coke or something like that. But nonetheless, you can't do this shit by isolating yourself into these little tiny cocoons of safety. We can't keep the NSA out by tacking tinfoil all over the walls to keep the rays out of the house. We can't do these things. We've got to be able to reach out. Doesn't mean we have to be in their world. Doesn't mean we have to fight to them. Doesn't mean we have to do, but we have to influence them. We must influence them. We must teach them. And if somehow or another you think that people suddenly go, well, shit, I've seen the light. Thank you for screaming at me and spitting at me. And you get that long line of spittle as you're going, blah, 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 blah. Aces, good to go. I'm joining your team. Right? I mean, seriously, right? What is your goal? What is your fucking goal? Is your goal to change the world and save your kids' lives? Or is it to just be very pure, very, very pure, very, very, I'm not talking to them. I won't have anything to do with them. They're not my kind of people. Huh? I mean, straight up, unless you want to find an island somewhere where you can bring only the people you like, only these few people that are acceptable, pass the test. You want to bring them to your island. Sit there and isolate and balkanize and just chill. Knock yourself out, man. But the world is going to catch up to you, and the oxygen is going to go down, and the water is not going to be clean anymore. And you're going to die too. We need each other. It sucks, doesn't it? It sucks to need each other. Because goddamn, if we could cut out those bad people and never have to talk to these bad people, and goddamn it, kick them to the curb too, and just be around people that we really like, wouldn't it be grand? Couldn't we all be bigots of our own variety? Bigotry is alive and well in the progressive movement, my friends. From hating the Jews with the Rothschilds to fucking this group, this party is not worthy of my time. I can't be around them. They can't be a part of my team. I can't be around them. To these people over here who just a little bit compromising to our lifestyle. We can't have them around. They're just not appropriate to be around. Blah, 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 blah. Folks, it takes a massive fucking movement. A massive fucking movement. And it's not going to happen at the voting booth. It's going to require us taking to the street. And I'm not talking about with a bunch of pussy hats. I'm talking about meaningful, honest to God, taking to the streets and telling them, speaking truth to power. But it's going to also take sitting down at the local PTA meeting, talking to your neighbor who you didn't like before because, God damn it, they voted for Hillary. And you're going to have to sit down and talk to them about modern monetary theory and explain to them that we don't have to cut Social Security and explain to them that we can afford all these things. You're going to have to be with the guy walking around with the track. Can I tell you about the good news about MMT? You're going to have to do these things in order to change this, or you will not have a Green New Deal. You will not have any New Deal. You will be fucked, and your kids will be fucked, and we're all fucked, and we all die. That's the straight dope. That's the no frills, no spin zone truth. You must build alliances, even if it's one person at a time, to get the truth into the hands of the people that currently are your enemy. Because we don't have the numbers to do what we must do without them. Is this crystal clear? Boolean zeros and ones, either or, yes or no, black and white. It's like, grow up, Peter Pan, Count Chocula. We need each other. Isn't that fucked up? So all this sniping and everybody going fucking batshit crazy, huddling under the fucking tinfoil roof. Folks, we have got to unfuck ourselves and unfuck our minds and start saying they may be misguided and they may even be my enemy in terms of these issues, but God damn it, I gotta teach them. I can't just keep echoing in the fucking echo chamber. Can't. Cannot do it. Does not mean that you got to do a reach around circle jerk. It means that you need to tell them the truth and you need to work with them to, when you have a willing vessel that's willing to learn these things, And let's say they're a Republican. God knows. Can you imagine what would happen if I went to the Republican Party and said, listen, guys, the Democrats, the Greens, the fucking independent parties, this, that, and the other, they're not listening to MMT. They're not willing to fucking get a new deal. They're too busy fighting the man, fighting the tax war, fist in the air, propping it up on a fucking cinder block because they've heft it up so long and gotten nowhere that their arms getting tired. Their arms are long like they've been carrying a load, okay? There comes a point in time where you gotta say, I gotta fucking change somebody other than my people. I gotta fucking make some changes. And for those of you who are willing to let my kids die because you don't want to have to deal with the impurities of it all, fuck you. Straight up, man. Do better, be better, think better, be smarter. Be better than that. God's sakes, be better. Grow up. Doesn't mean you go run out there and sign, hey, I want a dem enter. Guys, I'm going to dem enter. Because if I talk to them, it's like the gayness. If I talk to a gay guy, then naturally I got to be a gay guy. It's going to rub off on me. I'm going to get the gayness. This is how stupid these people are. They can't talk to these other people. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. We have got to get the stupid out of our movement, or there is no movement. There literally is no fucking movement if we don't expand and grow and start building bridges so that we can pull this massive coalition together. I'm serious, man. I couldn't be more serious. I've got libertarians coming to me in my inbox saying, Steve, your message of economic justice is actually resonating with us. Libertarians saying that? Trust me when I say this, man, I'm advocating for the big G, big gov. I'm advocating for a central government that's spending money into existence to help all the states. That doesn't sound very libertarian to me, but something about that message resonated. I don't know why. Why ask why? Drink Bud Dry, whatever. I'll take it. Give me things that work for 500, Alex. You know? I've had Republicans come to me and say, tell me of this MMT thing. It seems that you don't have to raise taxes. And you say we can get Medicare for all without raising taxes, maybe? Not maybe, motherfucker. Absolutely. But the Democrats, they think that you need to raise taxes because they got to grow those dollars on rich people. Well, what if I could talk to some Dems and the Dems said, oh shit, you mean we can have all these things without having to pick dollars off rich people? Yeah, actually you can. Well, shit on a stick. Maybe I better change what I'm doing. Maybe I better change my attitude. But if I just huddle around with the loyal minions, hey guys, it's a pretty good party, man, pass the doobie. Let's all hang out and watch a little bit of Seinfeld. What the fuck? Seriously. Hey, who's got the acoustic guitar? Let's do a jam. Trucking, got my chips cashed in, keep trucking. Come on. It's time for us to fucking grow up and make a difference and build this coalition, build our movement, build our influence. We've got the right ideas. We have the right economics. For fuck's sake, we got them. People need to snap out and wake up to it. A lot of people out there ready, just living for the moment to talk about the next conspiracy. Fucking God, I need a conspiracy. I'm jonesing, dude. Fucking stupid. I mean, this is what our movement has begun to go to. Why? Why? Why isn't the pain of reality enough? Why can't you listen when I say neoliberalism destroyed our economy? We can undestroy our economy by understanding how it works and flipping the script. Why is this so hard? Because the conspiracy is more fun. The struggle is real, yo. We gotta fight the man. We can't do the easy way. That thing can't possibly work. The hell it can't. And this is where we're at, folks. You want to sit there? He's bought and paid for by George A. Soros. He's bought and paid for by this guy. He's a cocksucker. He's a this sucker. He's a that sucker. We're all suckers. I mean, really, folks. Do you want to save lives, or do you just want to be really, really cool for the teenage kids? You want to show up at the punk show with your goth makeup on, just be a badass, really cool guy? Is that what you want? I want to save lives. And I'm sick to death of people that don't feel the same way. That's the one thing I lose patience with. People that would literally put their silly ideology ahead of saving lives. As for me and my house, we will continue to support progressives, real progressives, wherever they exist. I am Steve Grumbine with Real Progressives. Hope you have a great night. Thank you very much.